Hello there, fellow developers. Today in this video I'm going to show you how to remove flash messages using Alpine Js. So we are going to do that in this video. So let's get started. Now here I've opened a website that I created using Laravel as the backend. So it is basically a blogging post whereby you're able to write blogs and publish. So yeah, so let's get started. So what I'm going to show you is how to remove flash messages using Alpine Js. Now what we can do here, let's go to Alpine Js and see. So Alpine Js is just simply it's a minimal tool, or it's a minimal framework, if I can say. It doesn't do much, but it can be very useful in some things. So it's just a JavaScript framework, but it's a lightweight JavaScript framework. So what we can do here, you can see here we have this particular code here. Now this code here is just basically what you can do with Alpine JS. For example, you can have a button, click, open, then you can set it to be true, and then you can set it both. That is, you can set it either open to be false or to be true, and then here you just use your span show open, and then you give your content here. But here we're just going to use how to remove flash messages. So let's get started. So the first thing we want us to do is to copy this one, because now this one is the CDN that is going to give us the CDN for Alpine JS. So I'll copy this one. So that's what you need to do. So go for that Laravel project that you have been making and do this. So now I'm going to do it on the post, and before I do that, let me show you something. Now when you look at my Laravel code here, there is okay, so this is the one I'm using so far. This is the one I've been using in my website. So we can first look at it before we implement the one using Alpine JS. Now for example, let's say I want to make a new post here. So let me just do this one quickly. Alright guys, so now this is the post that I'm creating. So I just have the thumbnail, that is the image, the title, subtitle, and details, and then I have only one category. So let me just use this for the demo purpose, and then publish the post. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click create, and then the post will be created like that. Alright guys, now you can see the pop-up message is generated here. Okay, not the pop-up or flash messages, whichever you can call it. Now so this is the message, and now this is the post that has been created by me, and so forth. Now so now this is the message. So you can see here, when you expect the code here, we have two types of flash message. We have the one that shows the flash, and then we have the one that is the delete. So that means you can delete the message. Now unless you reload this website, or you come in here and delete this message, this flash message, it will not disappear. But with Alpine JS it will be different. The message will just come, we will just set as a timeout, and the message will disappear. So that's how it is. So what we can do here, so now let's click delete, and this message will disappear. Now you may not want to do that. For example, if a user, let's say now you have it in another part of your page, let's say for example in the home page, something like this. Maybe if somebody fills a particular contact form, and you want a flash message, so you may want it to just to disappear on its own without allowing the user to click close. So what we can do here, using Alpine JS, is copy this URL for the CDN. So what we can do here, what I'll do here is that I'll remove this one up to there, so where we have the if up to the end if. So I will remove the one that flashes, and delete the one that enables us to delete this particular so I'll remove that one just like that, because this is the index.blade.php that renders that particular flash message once we place it here. Remember, we are on the admin side on my website. Okay, so I'm going to have this one, which was still the original one, so I should not have removed it. So what we need to do, I'll need to change some few things. Now, if session as message, it is still going to remain the same. The class is alert success, alert dismissible. We are still going to maintain that. Now I'm going to give it a logic here with something like this. So I'm going to say something like x data, and then equals to, into brackets, show. So I'm going to show this message to be true, and then I close that one like that. Now this one should be within quotation mark. So remember, as I had shown you on this particular, so you can have x data open, false, and then whichever part that you want to implement. So here we are using the x data, and then we are saying show true, and then here we'll have x init, which equals to set timeout, so that you can set the timeout for the flash message. So here we have something like that. So the timeout will be something like the arrow, which equals to show, yeah, so equals to show false. Okay, so we are setting the x show true, set timeout, and then here show is going to be false, and then here we have okay, so we have like this, and then now where we have the show false is the one that is going, we are going to give the time. So here we can have something like 2500 like that for the timeout, and then here we can have the closing. So that means okay, where we have this set timeout, here we are going to have it like that, and then yeah, and then now we have the show. So here we are going to have x show, so this one is equals to show, and then now we are going to remain with the rest as the one with the end, that is the session, and then the end if. Now, so what you need to know here is that we have just set the x data to show true, and then we have initialized the set timeout function. So the set timeout function is going to have the show, which is equal, that is show which is equal to false, should be equal to false, and then here we have the timeout, that is the timeout timer, and then here we have the x show, and then equals to show like so, and then we are good to go here. Now another thing you need to know is that this is the controller that does so we are on the admin, so here we are looking at the post controller. So the post controller here is the one that you can see where we have, so once the data has been submitted to the database and is created, then we have the here. So here is where we have, so this is the session flash, which is the one that we write so that we can flash our message with a message, and then post is created successfully. So you need to have this one, and then you need to now return direct. So this one depends on whatever you are returning. For example, for mine, I'm returning post.index, which should be this one here, but you are not interested in that because we are just removing the flash message. All right, so now let's check this. So what we can do here, I'll need to create another post, and then So let me just click add new and create that particular post. So guys, so before we click create this post, we are going to remember I showed you about the CDM. So we are going to copy this one and paste it here where we have the JavaScript here. So I'm going to paste this one. So because this is the the admin blade is the file that extends, that is being extended so that it can so that it can enable us to add our post. That is so that is the one that is able to render the particular post, that is the title created by end action. So that is good to go. So we have the session message, which we have already set here to 2500 and X show, and then once it reaches once it passes this time, it's going to show this one false, like that. So show true, and then set timeout, show false within this particular time. So let's do this. Okay, so let me create this post. Alright, so now this is the flash message, and you see, so it disappears after 2500 seconds. So that's how we remove flash messages using Alpine Js framework. So guys, subscribe to this channel and I'll meet you in the next video.